Good morning. So I gotta unmute here in Stock Moms. All right. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing? We are in for live trading. Let people start rolling in here a little bit. Zach, did you? I mean, you entered the room to see the chat, don't you?
I just did right now.
Okay. I was just curious. We have a new concept, a new bot that should set out a notification that you're in the live room. Yeah, okay, let's see. Yep, okay, it worked out good. Just want to double check that. Cool. Well, Zach, congratulations. I gotta tell you publicly on your Knicks getting the victory. They're headed to the NBA Finals, correct?
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Congrats. We were talking about the Tradeify Grand Cup. Zach and I both made the top 1,000, so we were discussing that a little bit pre-market. I'm sure we'll be talking about that a little bit more this week, keeping you guys up to date with that. But without further ado, Zach, I'll let you get into whatever you're taking a look at, what you're watching this morning.
Yeah. I mean, really, like, I have like my options and stuff, obviously, on watch, and but as long as I'm in the Grand Cup, that will be my top priority for the week moving forward tomorrow. So that'll definitely be exciting. Because, I mean, I'm gonna still like do my best to signal trades, but like at the same time, like I'm gonna just be focused, right? But
yeah, it's a big enough prize pool that it's worth taking attention away from your actual trading to try to focus on it and not just like not give a crap about it.
Exactly. And like what I was actually saying, like I mean, again, it's nothing's easy, but I actually think like the harder part was just qualifying, because if you think about it, right, like to get top, I think someone said there was 50,000 traders. I heard someone say 30. I heard someone said 70. I think the number is like somewhere in between, right? But whatever it is, there's tens of thousands of traders, and to get top 1,000, that's like pretty hard as it is to be like top 1 to 3%, whatever that number is, right? But now, again, it's still a lot more crucial because it's on a day-to-day basis. But with the Tradeify Cup, you're facing one person, so you don't have to beat thousands, hundreds of thousands of other people, right? So I do think now, like I think before it's like, okay, like if you make it great, like don't kill yourself over trying to get it, because again, it's tough. But now it's like, okay, crap, like the fact that I only have to beat one person a day, that's pretty enticing. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm excited. But as far as today with options, I do have a couple things on watch. I like this setup a lot here in SEDG. I was looking last week to take an entry off of the daily 8. I honestly just missed it. But now it's kind of setting up again. It's setting up a little weekly 1, 2, 3, setting up also a daily 1, 2, 3. So any type of dip over the opening print, looking for longs, targeting 70 plus here. I honestly think looking at the monthly will potentially flip. Again, we don't have much more time on the monthly, 4 more days technically on the candles. So if this monthly flips, regardless if it's this week, next week, whatever, this name likely goes way higher. I mean, like probably at least to 100, but like, realistically, let's just use like a little one of these suckers just to get a rough ballpark, right? The inverse, GP is like way the hell up there just because of how much we dropped. I mean, this name literally went from almost $400 to $10. So, I mean, even just back to the point, 236 is, gigantic. So this name has a lot of room to run if it wants, if the solar theme gets hot. So we'll see. I really like this name a lot. Next up is in Helion. This name I actually was watching around this $4, $3 area. I just never took entry last week and had a monstrous impulse bar on Friday. And for me, this is like a sign, and I'm sure if we throw a volume on, there's a ton of volume there. So like for me, like normally I would wait for a pullback. Now I'm not opposed to entering this into strength, because if you look at this monthly chart now, it's flipping up, and we're basically breaking out of this like half a decade kind of slop. And realistically, like we have little levels of like 8, 10, but like the sky's really the limit here up to like whenever it wants to go to. If the sentiment really has changed in this name, and we can see this is like the second or third largest monthly bar ever, I really, really like the potential in this name here. So I'm gonna keep that on watch. Next up is this one. I've never traded this one yet, but it's been my watch for a while. AOSL. It's a little funky because of the gap down from earnings, but it held very nicely. It's kind of a weird, awkward flag if you eliminate like the day of earnings where it like popped up and then gapped the next day. Nice little flag. Looking at the weekly here, weekly inside bar, monthly looks valid, monthly's trying to flip. So everything looks good. I'd be looking for a dip to 43 to long, targeting 50, 57s, and really it has room all the way up to like 70s, which is the previous highs up here. So I'm not sure if it does want to get there like the next couple of weeks, but even a move from 43s to 50 would be pretty solid. And then we do have a couple other names that I'm watching too that I have alerts for. I have also a couple other swings open, one of which is this one here in SATL. I have the June $10 calls. I'll probably be trimming at open, leaving a couple runners up to see if we can get to $12. At $12, I'd probably reevaluate. That's the previous all-time high. So we took entry last week around like 9 and change. Also have this MRAM, which I took last week as well. We already got a pretty nice trim off there. I'd be potentially looking to add back trims if possible, but the weekly could be tagging the 8 EMA through time. If not, then I'd be looking to buy dips down to like anywhere under like 28 if we do get down there. I'm not sure if we will, but targeting 40, 45, and then really new highs here for MRAM. And then we have a couple other swings in. One of them is in Q. Q is getting a solid gap up as well. I actually added to this position again on either Thursday or Friday. I forgot.
Oh, now we got to deal with the singular Q again, Zach. Come on.
Yes, exactly. The singular Q, baby.
But no, that's a nice gap.
Yep. So
sorry, I made you ruin your. I ruined your train of thought. That's my bad.
No. I just saw. I think I got.
What happened?
Yeah.
Why am I not? Why did I leave?
I might have got booted out of the stage.
No, I think I did too. Something happened. Oh, because he ended. Okay, I know what happened. He ended.
Okay.
Aaron's pre-market and started the live trading the event.
Okay.
So
cool.
that's what
all right.
happened.
Yeah, I just looked over there and I saw that.
Yep.
Anyway, so all good there. But singular Q here, it looks good. I added on, this is a pretty clean setup. We retested the weekly 8 EMA there, and then off this daily 1, 2, 3 I added, and now we're looking to fill the gap. I probably will take a little bit of trim if we get up to break even or above, just to reduce some size, and then look to trim on the next impulse there. Then I also have Ouster, which looks really good. We'll definitely be trimming it open at $40 here. Break above 41 cents is way higher, but at that point we'd be a little extended from the daily 8. It could easily want to fill the gap first, so definitely we'll take some trims there. Look to re-add. And yeah, that's what I got as far as options. And as far as futures, I mentioned we are getting a pretty big gap. So it's kind of like wait and see. Do we want to retest these EMAs via price, where we go down directly and tag it, right? Looking at NQ in particular here, we are pretty significantly above now the level. We are like 170, 160 points away. So let me just throw this extended real quick so you can see this. So a retest of this level, it would probably be buyable, but like it's a big drop. I don't know if it happens. So for me, I would ideally just wait for the first 5-minute 8 to get tagged. It probably gives you a reaction, but this is a pretty big gap. We're already at pretty much over last week highs. So, making new all-time highs for ES and NQ, just kind of wait and see. That's kind of just, there's no rush. I feel like when trading ES and Q at all-time high, you typically will always get a setup. So just you don't want to get in too early before the move actually happens. So that's what I always feel. And yeah, silver and gold, both decent for shorts if we do get big pops. RTY and the Dow. Actually, I was going to say the Dow is my favorite, but it actually has given up a pretty good chunk here from the all-time, from the overnight highs, and now actually faded through level a pretty good amount. So not sure if I like that as much, but I did like it earlier. But we'll wait and see. Wait and see.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We got about 8 minutes till market open here. Zach, I don't know what we were looking. I was looking at the Tradeify Cup stuff, like the info.
Yeah.
I went to Ocean City, New Jersey over the weekend, so I got home like kind of late, and my wife stayed with her parents. They're going to see her aunt on their way home today. The kids are on summer break, so they're coming home later on today. So I was at home by myself. It's like late. I'm in bed. I'm like reading about the Tradeify Cup, and it's like it starts on the 26th at like 1800 Eastern or whatever. So
Yeah.
it made me think that like it had started right now because I'm like, it's Tuesday, right? It is Tuesday. I'm not losing my
Yeah.
mind, right? I like ran up to my desk at like 1 a.m, tried to trade. I'm like, where's my account? Why is it not active? I was like all fired up. I'm like, what the heck? And then I
Yeah.
realized I saw like the countdown that it didn't start for like 16 hours, and I was like, oh, okay, you can go to bed.
Yeah. No, still has some time to go.
Yeah, I was all fired up. I was like, what if my opponent's up big? I'm behind.
Yeah, I'm torn if I want to like trade right at open or give it a break. I don't know because we don't get an update till the morning, right?
Correct. I don't think I'm gonna try to like rip the 6 p.m. candle. I think I'm gonna give it. You know, if I were to trade the ASUS session,
Yeah.
I think I'd let it a little bit of a trend develop.
And like my feeling too is that like, listen, if somebody like trades from market open, like let's say Asia like open to New York open, and they've already compiled like 5K profit off of like one mini not trading silver, it's like, okay, I tip my cap. Like that guy just clearly needs it more.
Yeah.
You know.
Question: do you know, did Ford just had a great move on Friday, or was that a post earnings?
What's it?
Ford took F,
Oh,
like Ford.
Ford.
They were up like 9% on Friday. It looked like they got a big
Really
move.
interesting.
I didn't know if they had earnings or opening below the level though. Interesting weekly chart though.
So SATL look trim and open, Alistair trim and open.
Four and a half minutes till market open. So I don't generally mark the levels from like the half days on futures, but if you were to mark the level from the big gap up in the half day that we had on Memorial Day and
Like on extended hours.
Yeah, see, yeah, I guess I don't know. It's weird because I have my extended hours turned off, and this is what I don't get here. Let me pull up. Let's see if I can pull up the proper chart. Get my holdings. It's on a different screen. So just one second. Okay. So, yeah. So if you look at my charts, like it shows the NQ extended hours, like the ETH it stands for extended hours. But if I go to my settings and like the settings that I'm currently on, like, and I go to futures, like I have show extended hours trading session clicked turned off, and then I have it set to start aggregation and market open. So those are like my settings. But if you see from those 1, 2, 4 hourly bars that we had, on Memorial Day, if you were to mark that level, that's where NQ just traded into right now
Hmm.
and is seeing a little bit and has
Yeah.
rejected twice.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I never have done it. I don't know if that means, it's not right or wrong. I just always say I've never done it, so I'm not going to do it. I
Oh
think
yeah, yeah.
obviously I know there's been differences at times with like TOS and TradingView. Um, it's even like I always tell people with my VWAP, it's like I think my VWAP is super accurate. People say like they've never seen it like that before, the way I put it on, but I've just done it and it works, so I keep doing it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like so my settings. Yeah, that's how I've always
Yeah.
done it with this. And that's because you said that to me. I don't know, a few weeks ago, probably when we were on about it being on the NQ extended hours chart. But then the
Yeah.
settings are set, like I said, to how I have them. But so it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah. So weird.
But they work. They tend to still be accurate, as you can see. I mean, the
Yeah.
levels at 29,923.75, and you can see right at 925 is where we've rejected a few times here this morning.
All right. I'll look to be trimming SATL at the open here, guys.
Now I'm going to change the settings back to show the extended hours. You can see that's where that level would be.
It seems like these contracts are going to be at like 1.9 to 2. So for SATL, so we'll see exactly where it opens. And then we'll look to trim there. You guys don't wait for me to tell you what I got filled at. Just I'm looking to trim it open. So whatever you can get, just get. All right. I got about 10 seconds here. Let's see what we can get. SEDG got a good gap up there.
Ew.
Holy alerts. All right, I got filled at 2 guys, over 100% on SATL.
Nice, nice, nice.
Very solid, very solid.
Apple with a nice push. Dang it, I missed Ford. Well, keep an eye on Ford here. Keep an eye on Ford. What are the options like?
Dang, I was sort of the big drop, but that's all right. APP also, app is looking to run. The weekly may flip here.
I just gotten some Ford ticker F calls. The $15 strike. Got filled at 31 cents.
Jesus, Helion's absolutely ripping.
This would be a potential swing for me. Ford has an after hours wick up at 15.29. We're up about 23% on these. That would probably be an area. I would look to take a little trim on this if it gets there. Let's see here. Zach, is there something specific about your VWAP settings that you said people said that?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Just people are like, oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see this Helion.
Ford is currently seeing a little bit of resistance at Friday's high at 14.95.
Jesus, Helion's ripping. Went from 5.9 to 6.9 one candle.
Did you miss an entry on that, or you just didn't pull the trigger?
Yeah, I was looking for a break above the previous day high, and it just absolutely exploded. Jesus, 7.1 now. What the? Okay, any little dip I'm gonna look for. Ouster, nice move as well. I like the $8 call for July. I like the idea of that for Helion. I'm watching that. All right, guys, I took some of the $8 call for July at 1.3 I got for Helion, Hyln. Helion, 717. I'm leaving room to add once if it does dip, but it's super strong, and I don't want to miss it here. This is one that I'd rather hold through drawdown than completely miss. So I think I'm also going to close the SATL here as well. Just get one like off the. close it here. I don't have much left anyway, so. CTL.
Yes. Seen a little bounce. RTY. Some strength. Ford wasn't able to break Friday's high. Came back into the level at 1485. Let's try to bounce there again, but we'll see if it can crack that high and get some follow through.
I took a trim on Q, guys, at 6.6.
Singular Q.
Singular Q. Q 618 170 call, trimmed at 6.6.
Ford contracts are basically break even. They're up $2 a contract here.
SEDG also looking decent. Was that the 5-minute 8 on NQ? I might have missed it. No, never mind. Not yet. I haven't even looking at futures. It's Ondas pushing. Good sign. There goes UMAC as well. Nice. UMAC's up like 25%, not trimming yet though.
Noise. We did get a 5-minute close back above Friday's high Ford here. So we shall see. Zach, we got to get on our playlist.
Hell yeah. There goes UMAC pushing a bit. Ouster's also pushing. Wow. Ouster's really pushing. Probably going to roll that Ouster now. Let's see. August $50 calls, maybe.
NQ with a nice bar there back in its opening print. Yes, above its opening print.
All right, guys, we're doing a roll here for Ouster. We're doing the $50 calls now for August 21st at 650-ish, 660-ish. This is just a straight rolling the premiums. All right, cool. Nice. NQ's getting back over the open now.
Keeping an eye on SPY longs. Ford rejecting that Friday high again, unfortunately. I think he's back at this area where we rejected here pre-market. I think I'm going to try a few SPY 752s.
All right, guys, going to take a trim there in UMAC at 2.9 from Friday.
Tried some SPY 752 calls. I'm in at 76 cents. Oh, okay, Ford. Okay. Nice bar on Ford here. Back towards the high on the day.
Five-minute 8, still not tagged yet on ES, but we're making new highs on ES and Q. It's solid. So for futures, you can't take an entry. For options, it's good for us.
All right, nice push on SPY there. About 16% on the SPY contracts. At 88 cents here. Ford just made a new high on the day. Those contracts are up 36% here. They're at 42 cents from 31 cents.
Guys, I'm trimming the Nokia calls, $9, $18, $15 call at 3.15. Those are from the Leap stocks Leaps. SEDG also making a nice move, but I didn't take entry in there. Nice push on Qs.
For the SPY trade, I'm targeting 7,556 on the ES. Q's going berserk.
Oh, yeah. So ES kind of came down, tied the level-ish, but NQ didn't. NQ didn't tie the 5-minute 8, so it just ripped.
So if they're taking any trims on Ford, I'd like to see like another 20 cents up to 15.30s. I think we'll put the cons into the $55, $60 range probably, which is close to about 100%.
Took a trim, guys, on Q again at 7. I wrote 6 by accident typo. It's at 7 though.
I'm going to set a trim on the Ford calls at 60 cents. I'm willing to adjust these depending on how the contracts move. SPY contracts are at 93 cents here.
Very nice.
$20 a contract.
Excuse me.
Both positions looking decent. Yes, is at this pre-market area of resistance at 45. So we'll see.
Here goes UMAC pushing more. Very nice. Very nice push.
ESNQ seeing pullback here. Yes, gonna come back into its open. Ford push a little higher here. Cons are 47 cents here.
What'd you get him at?
I'm in at 31 cents.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
I'm still waiting, guys, for futures. Like I said, on a gap like this, regardless of what happens, I mean, we did just rally, 150 points, 160 points from below, but I always try to wait for the 5-minute 8 to get tagged. Sometimes the 2-minute 8, but even there, the 2-minute 8 didn't get tagged. So, like right now, the 2-minute 8 has some confluence with the VWAP and opening print, like around like 29,900 ish. Now, the 2 minutes a little bit higher, but I'm gonna just say I'm gonna wait for the 5. Regardless if that happens through time or price, not sure what happens, but UMAX pushing, Onda's pushing.
Ford did just sweep its pre-market high, or its overnight high, I should say. I think you would be valid in taking a trim here just if you wanted to be safe. If your hands aren't made of diamonds like mine are. Hold the line. SPY contracts are sitting like right around break even here. I'm gonna give them a bit of a tight leash, especially if Ford's working. I don't want SPY loss to kind of negate a winning trade. We'll see here. Still in for now.
Guys, this is also a perfect example of just why I always preach. You should, in my opinion, always at least be willing, regardless if you do it, but willing and able to take options and futures every single day. You know, right now I haven't taken futures trade, but all the swings are pushing, you know, like names are moving 10% intraday, gaps and plus pushes, right? Like, you know, many different moves. I know Tyler's in some stuff too, options, day trade swings ish. So, you know, I think a lot of people lately, which is great, have been super hyper focused on futures. But even if it's not a large account, right? Even if it's like a small account, just being able to spread your focus, right? Because I always say sometimes the options helps the futures because you don't take an entry maybe you shouldn't have, right? You take an improper entry on futures, now you get whacked and maybe you tilt on up, right? So just being able to spread your focus and not be hyper focused and forcing trades on futures because that's the only thing, right? It's very easy. Like, you know, let's just say I'm only looking at NQ. It's the only thing I'm looking at the whole day. To see NQ, okay, I'm waiting for the 5-minute 8, waiting for level, waiting. It dips and then just rips 160 points, right? It can be very easy just to tilt and, you know, just YOLO something for lack of a better word.
No, I think getting back into options more this year has helped my trading a lot for sure.
100%. I very strongly believe that.
Yeah, we like just like you said, when you have the ability to, you know, just look at different things and
Yeah,
and
100%.
and have they're in different accounts, so like, you know what I mean. So you're sort of separated in your funds typically when you're doing that as well too, unless
Yeah.
you're trading futures with cash. But
Yeah, no, I think it's super important to be honest with you, and I think if people are struggling with futures, I think it's potentially because you're either over trading, pushing, you know, maybe not even over trading, taking too many trades, but just taking trades you're not supposed to because you're just so eager, right? Where, you know, I've said this for a while now, but I really firmly believe that the real formula, right? Like there's a time and place to strictly day trade options. I do understand that. My post earning strategy is mostly that, but I think the formula is have a swing trade approach for options most times, unless you're like taking like a 0-day type of trade, which is like the equivalent of futures, but have the swing trade approach, use futures for that. And
it's a nice reversal bar in the NQ right back to the highs on the day. Not quite as strong at
yes.
ES.
All right, I'm gonna look to potentially add some more helion here on the dip. Dip.
Like Zach mentioned, guys, just to show you guys this forward chart a little bit more. This is the weekly chart. We're up about 50. Well, we just got a little bit back, so a little under 50% here. But as you can see, very strong weekly chart. Friday was a very strong daily bar, and then the monthly chart was interesting to me as well. So I like the higher time frame charts. You can see Ford has a very strong monthly bar here, kind of breaking out of this area. We'll see. So this is one that I would like to get a nice trim off at, you know, if we get the trim at 60, what I have it set right now, it would be right around 100%, and then hold some of these into later in the week and see what Ford can do. But we'll see. So I would like this to be a combination of a day and swing trade. Whatever SPY decides to do will kind of help affect that management for me as well, since we're also still no SPY calls. That 2-minute low we just made now is kind of like my line in the sand on SPY though.
Guys, I just ended up closing Q there at $7. I still really like the chart, but I don't love the contract. It's June 18th, and we have held this for a couple of weeks now. So I would rather just wait for some consolidation, wait for the hourly to kind of retest, and then I'd look to add a July contract of some sort, maybe July 175 or 180. But I'm just getting out of that one for now with some gains.
SPY cons are back up a few dollars a contract here. Not much, just up like $4 a con. So basically breaking. Nice 2-minute flip and close on Ford there. I'd almost hit our target, but not quite. I'm going to adjust the trim down to 55. On Ford. So it'd be 31 to 55 if we get filled. Thank you, new highs. Like you see it, join the party here. Yes.
The August 50s that we just opened for Ouster up about 20-25% depending on your fill in literally 10 minutes from the roll. So if you want to take some, you can go ahead. I'm not doing it, but just noted there for you guys if you want.
Thank you. Pushing 30,000 officially.
Push.
Come on. Really wish I would have taken Q calls instead.
The SEDG's mooning. I missed the entry though. Did we get 30K? Oh, we did.
Yeah, 30,020.
For a moment.
RIP to the 20,000s. It was nice knowing you, but 40K, here we come.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are quiet today, chat. You guys just out here printing money with Zach and I and just enjoying the vibes.
Wow, the Ouster's at 44.8. Holy crap, those cons are crazy already. Just added them. They're at 8.5s or so. Okay, now I'll take a trim. Jesus, this thing's pushing. They're like 8.6, 8.5. Wow. Now even more.
Ford just tagged a new high at 15.25 there. Cons hit 50 cents.
I have an order to buy more Helion at 105 if we get there, guys.
What's that ticker again?
HYLN.
HYLN. What cons are you trading on it?
The July $8 call. Still haven't tagged a 5-minute 8. Yes, trying to make a push at least.
Yeah, looks like it just did poke a new intraday high.
NQ's rejecting the 30K-ish area. The SEDG did end up hitting 70. That was pretty picture perfect, honestly. I just missed it because I was just trimming at the open, but we came down at the open, tagged the previous day high, tagged the hourly 8, which is also a level. Daily 1, 2, 3, weekly 1, 2, 3. It's as clean as you're going to get. 10% move up right to the 70.3s. Now on a retrace can look for more. And that monthly's can look to potentially flip still. So very clean move.
YM off the level doesn't look bad, actually. Bank's super strong. I mean, I feel like I missed it looking back at it now. Off of 50, 678.
Is that a 330 level?
Oh
no, it's actually it's a normal level. I just mark it.
Yeah. It's from so what, Thursday last week? Yeah.
I didn't do any of my levels actually. Yes.
I know I didn't have YM marked up, I think, which is why I wasn't looking at it, and I just marked it up and I was like,
yeah, it was actually clean. It was also right the hourly 8. Like, boom, pretty good, pretty nice.
With the bank strength too, R2Y strength, like it's like I wouldn't be surprised to see it hold that level, you know.
Solid.
A little bit of sideways here on Ford. Trying to stay patient with it since we're now back in profits on SPY. And quite frankly, I mean, the chart still has good bullish structure. I mean, some sideways bull flag would not hurt.
UMAX looking good too. Let's go.
All right, SPY, come on, baby, go.
Guys, just took a trim there on UMAC at 3.5. Let's go.
That pullback definitely theta 8 to the SPY cons a little. They're kind of back at their high, even though they're making new highs. It's kind of where they were before. Fix is making new lows. Bank's making new highs. Come on, let's keep going. You ever listen to the Fred Rooftop set
Yes.
Um, this is the section of it just came on. It's like my favorite little jam session. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
You can hear a tad, but it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Trying to update the log, update the. All right, solid. Yeah, IWM is pushing it nicely. RTY.
Yeah.
Never retested, same deal. Like we didn't test the 5-minute 8, didn't test the level previously. We're just kind of running now, which again is good, but for me it makes it tough to take entry unless you just buy and want to hold the pullback. But for futures, I need to be a little bit more cautious. The order's still open on Helion. It may honestly just take some if we get like 1-1.
That weekly chart on Helion is such a wild.
Yeah, it's nutty.
See if this forward chart can pop new highs here. Oh, there it goes. Are you kidding me? Colin said 51 cents. Maybe I should just take it. Am I being a dick for a tick here?
Have a good one. PY.
What's up?
Someone in the chat said he's got to go.
Oh, okay. Peace out, dog. Peace out.
From what I've experienced, which again I'm hoping is not the case, typically if we have a full hour where we don't test the 5-minute 8 EMA once, we oftentimes after the first hour we'll get like a harsh reset and post in potentially an hourly inside bar. So I'm really hoping with the next 15 or so we do tag the 5-minute 8 again, whether it's through time or price. But if we keep pushing, it's going to make it challenging. And again, I don't want that to happen, but
YM back into its level here again. Maybe a little double
Yeah.
bottom. One minute till we get our next 15-minute close.
I added some more Helion at 1.3, guys. I'm gonna leave a couple more to add lower, but
You guys see there, we on Ford, that after hours wick that was our target did just get tagged there to the tick. So maybe I should just quit being greedy and manually take a trim here. Oh, there Q's going. Come on. I think it would make like $100 difference overall. Price just closed. Connor's sitting at 48 cents here still on Ford. That being said, we've only put one 5-minute doji in on the entire day. But
I added back MRAM, guys, at 4.1. So I added that back, 4.1, the trims that we took from Friday. Those are the 618, 35, 40s. Oh, sorry. Actually, I added back the other cons that I had. I didn't signal the other ones. I don't know if I'll add back the others. Those are basically back to the entry too, so you can add those. I just added the 35 call, not the 40, but you can. Same, basically the same premium-ish. Still no 5-minute tag. This ain't fun.
yeah, and Q got new highs on that 2-minute little pop, but not on ES. To get a stronger 15-minute close. Dow making new lows. Interesting. Dang, I almost hopped in some helium with you and should have.
Yeah. So what I noticed there is that I entered Helion around like 1.3 at that 5-minute high at like 7.1, and on those lows it was dipping, but the premiums weren't dipping. And then we popped. Now the premiums are above what I paid. They're not by a lot, but
yeah. We were getting that little. We put in that like little 2-minute red wick, and that had a little 2-minute consolidation. You said you were watching it. I was like, oh, maybe I should hop in some of this.
Yeah. So right now it's at 6.9, and the current price it shows me as the mid is like 1.38. So even call it 1.35. It's more than I paid for, but it's also now 30 cents lower, which again for a $7 stock is pretty significant.
Guys, I have trim set on SPY at 120. Contracts are at 97 cents right now. My entry was 76 cents. SPY cons at 105, 107.
All right. Oh, jeez. So I'm looking at silver and gold, and they're kind of conflicting here. Gold's a bit weaker. Silver's a bit stronger. Just because I'm looking at them, just because there's, I mean, if Enki wants to just keep pushing, he can keep pushing. I just can't take an entry.
These SPY cons go in the money. We're like 20, 30 cents out, 40 cents out. So Zach, since you've had success with trading, would you say your the biggest thing you spend money on is food and eating out? I feel like you're always posting nice dinners.
Yeah, experiences.
Yeah.
Regardless of what that is, like I, love like going to Yankee games and stuff, and so
Yeah.
like those when I go to the tickets that I get, they're anywhere between like 300 to 600 each, but like I like love it. It's a great dinner, it's great seats.
Mm-hmm.
I love Yankees, so it's like stuff like that. But definitely, I live in New York City, which is like arguably one of the food capitals of the world. So I
Mm-hmm.
try to, I always say like I'm not going to probably live here forever, so I want to try to go to as many restaurants as I can that are like solid. So I definitely try not to be shy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Really wish I would take it. Q's.
About 5 minutes here for the hourly close.
You see a little more of a pop on spot here. Come on. I'll be taking a nice chunk off if we get to 120.
Yeah, I mean, unless we get a 70-point reversal, looking like we're gonna go the full hour with not one 5-minute tag with a 250-point rally from the lows. So, I don't love that, which is gonna make me like less inclined to take the first 5-minute tag, just because again we've already moved 250 points without it. Could we still get a bounce from it? Probably, but we'll see. Even the 2-minute 20 hasn't been like tagged. I mean, the 2-minute 8's just been riding up, but it gets to a point where there's only so much you can ride that up. Especially because RTY is starting to roll. Dow's actually under level now.
Let's look at that as well.
ES is solid, but it's not. I mean, it's strong, but it's not getting the same push that NQ is getting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a little bit more of a slower grind.
Yep.
You got a minute and 50 seconds till first hourly close. Like even the 2-minute right now on ES has broke the previous 2-minute low to where NQ is not just holding up. got 13 cents away from going in the money. 7 cents away from the trim being filled.
For F?
Nah, no, SPY.
Oh, SPY.
I had trim set at 120 and it got to 113.
Solid.
Ford did end up rejecting that upper wick target that we had. I'm still holding. SPY cannot reverse here and actually fulfill me. Make it easier to hold. But RTY and the Dow are making me a little too nervous.
Well, that's the hourly close.
Yep. Come on. Let's pop it.
I'm very tempted to short this NASDAQ, even though it's probably dumb.
Just
I
it's like
really
so
like
it has been so straight up. Who do you want to see the Knicks play in the finals?
Honestly, I don't want to see either of them, but I would say if the Thunder aren't healthy but somehow win, then the Thunder. But otherwise, the Spurs.
Gotcha,
I do think we match up decent with both of them, and we're playing hot, so we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm just happy, it's like basically the first time in my lifetime they made the finals. So
that's awesome,
um,
dude. It's so
and
hype. Just like the game days, you're just like,
yeah,
can't wait.
I didn't even like realize it's been like that long since they won a chip. It's been like over 50 years, which is crazy.
That is wild. Two different tails on the ES and NQ 2-minute chart right now. Unfortunately for me. I guess this is kind of an example of I trade, so I would normally trade Qs, but Qs were so much stronger and already pushed. Felt like SPY had some more room that it could make up if it wanted to get strong. So I took
Yeah.
longs on the weaker of the two indexes, like on purpose, but sometimes goes to show maybe just stick with the stronger one.
Yeah, I would agree.
You never know though. You never know. Sometimes because sometimes SPY and Qs they do that, and they kind of like switch strength, and so it's a double-edged sword. You never know. Let's see here. Let's push. Come on. All right, there it is. We got filled.
There you go.
Bada bang, bada boom.
About time. Take it. I don't think I'm gonna do anything else option wise. I have my eye on this app, but took Helion, trimmed some swings, closed some swings. Option wise, feeling pretty good. However, futures, I don't know.
ES is coming to what my target was. So we were at 75.56 is what we were looking for in the ES. NASDAQ up almost 2% on the day. 540 points right now.
Dow is looking pretty gnarly here. So.
I know. Interesting mixed bag here.
Does have room to like get kind of down to that 50 40s. If we do get down to 54 60s, that could be a solid like maybe swing long entry. And well, actually the daily would look a little funky, so it would need, if we do get to 54 60s, that would be a spot I think you could take a swing long, but it would need a strong daily close from there, so it would need a bounce. If it doesn't, then I'd probably look to close. I don't know if I'm like overcomplicating it, but I still think Dow can play some catch up. But as of now, this is looking like a false breakout from the all-time highs, which is not ideal. So ES like kind of sort of tagged the 5-minute 8 through time. Not quite. Yeah, I mean, it could still. It has potential to. NQ is still not even close to tagging it through time.
Yeah, NQ bonkers right now.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn here. Plans for circle? No plan for circle. Still holding circle. I know, guys, we do a lot of winning, right? And if it trades in drawdown, people freak out. But trades can have drawdown. You know, if it doesn't end up working, then you know.
I will not allow it.
I'm not picking on this, you know, on Cavi Pro here. I'm not trying to pick on you, but it's funny because sometimes it's like I'll have like 6 winning trades, and then like 1 will be in drawdown, and then like no one talks about the winners. It's like the one
yeah.
Obviously not.
The problem is too. I know like I'll start to do sometimes when you are on a winning streak. So if like someone's following along with your trades and they're on a winning streak, you start to get like more and more confident, and like so you start to naturally just start to size up a little. So then like the one you lose a lot of times, you've knowingly or unknowingly started to size up more. So now that loss is bigger, hurts more. That happens pretty easily.
Or what happens, which is even the worst of the scenarios, is like I'll have 5 open trades, right, and like 4 will be winning, 1 will be losing, and they're like, okay, well, this one will come back, and then so you average in, and I always say, there's definitely a time and place to average into weakness, but I like to mostly average into strength. So like right there, like, this is a micro kind of example, but with Helion, I was wanting to buy the dip, which was planned, right? I was looking to buy an OP retest if we got it. Yeah. However, we held the 5-minute 8, ended up impulsing. I took the ad there. It still could go down lower. That's why I'm leaving a little bit room still to add. However, in this case, I was adding back into strength. And again, if I'm wrong and it does go lower, great, I'll add more. But just kind of adapting, adjusting. There's app breaking that previous day high. I don't know if these levels are correct, actually. Yeah, these are not right. These levels are not right. Be back, though. I'm going to run the bathroom.
Yep.
Oh.
Keeping an eye on Google here, pulling back into 386.16s. I'm just kind of torn on if I want to trade. Daily. The today expiration or tomorrow. I am still in Ford, by the way, guys. I actually did a little add in on this pullback here just because the cons aren't moving a whole lot. And I switched my trims from 55 to 50 cents. The new average is now 34 cents. SPY cons are sitting at 117-ish here.
I'm just torn on what to do here. I mean, we haven't had a pullback on the NASDAQ. And the question is, if we actually get a 5-minute 8 pullback, do I buy it? Because typically, like, I like to buy it in trend. And like, I hate to say this, but like, this is not a trend so far. This is just a move up, you know.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
trend is composed of higher lows, lower highs, et cetera, et cetera. This is just a straight move up. I mean, we've had like barely 2-minute pullback. So if you want to go like the 2-minute, but again, I don't think a trend is really a trend on a 2-minute, right? So for me, this, I mean, I don't think it would at that point, but it could pull all the way back to 29,950s and still be valid. So now just the question is, if we do get a pullback to like the 5-minute 8, which is like 40 points deeper from here, do I long it or do I wait for deeper? So I don't know the answer. I guess it'll just depend on price action at that point. So
This is, I would say, maybe a little more higher risk or more kind of lotto style. I took some Google 387.50 calls for today's expiration. Just see if we can hold these area levels and head back up into I think it's the previous day's high. Yeah.
what you say 387?
387.50. Yeah.
Google's at 387.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't traded this name in forever. Jesus, they have 400. Oh my God. That's wild. Wow. I feel like I haven't traded Google since it was like over 330.
Yeah. Yeah, it had been strong.
Damn.
The reason I say that this is a little bit more of like a higher risk, like I think the chart looks good. I think the setup's like valid. It's everything's super good. The contracts that I'm trading, the fact that I'm trading the same days on an individual name, I think is always a little bit riskier. And I just don't have as much experience with how those cons move, so we'll see.
So we are pulling back to the weekly 8 here on Circle, which is where I would take an ad. So I think I may do that actually, guys. We did trim initially, so this would be like an ad back to full. And the stop would just be like a daily close under like 105. So it's like, so daily close under 105, I'll exit for Circle. If Circle, for example, if you're looking at my screen, if Circle, well, we're still talking about like everybody.
Okay, yeah.
But if Circle had more time on this contract, which it didn't, I would wait for weekly close. However, we're at the weekly 8, and this is hopefully going to be so the reason I was taking is a weekly 1, 2, 3 to the upside. I was hoping we can rally higher last week, but obviously we didn't. So now I'm hoping this could be a sweep of last week lows and reverse this. And if we break last week highs, we should easily run to like 130. It needs to hold pretty much here though. So, that's why if I'm taking an add into weakness, it typically is going to be right near where my stop is at, or around roughly.
When I said I had it up, I meant like as the showing chart. So like,
Gotcha,
the
gotcha.
audience should be able to see it.
Makes sense. Yes. Makes sense.
Ford still looks like as the spreads have gotten a little bit wider. Actually, let me just go a little tighter. That's funny. They were like getting wider, and I like looked, and then we got that pop, and they got tighter.
Alrighty. So we're kind of at that 5-minute 8. I'm just gonna wait. I mean, it's just a little awkward. It could keep going, but I'm just gonna wait a little bit. We're not quite there even. That ouster hit that 45s and now reject all the way back down to 41 sevens. Could potentially add it back now. The trims. Let's see. Yeah.
Dow still melting. Interesting. It's relative weakness compared to the other three.
Yeah. Okay, so there's pretty much that 5 minute, but I think, like I said, I'm gonna hold, guys. I'm gonna hold off just because if we get under this, like there's no real like stop because it could drop 100 points and still be valid. So my thinking is it could bounce from here, and I know that, but I'm willing to pass on it. And if we do drop 100 points, I can be very aggressive on it. This is a trade that if I already had like 1 or 2 nice trades under my belt, I would probably take it.
Yeah, I feel that. I'll be right back, sir. Google looking decent. Come on, come on.
So we are getting a little bit of bounce there so far, but again, I'm just a little concerned. I mean, we could have gotten 15 points there, but I'm just a little concerned if we do drop below here on NQ. I'm going to throw up NQ on my screen just because I'm not really watching the options per se right now. And so again, if we do pull back a little bit deeper from here, it does get a little dicey. This is the area that can hold. However, but there's really no structure here to like put a stop, like based off market structure. So, it could get a failure to lower 25 points and rally back. So, if we do end up getting towards this area, 29,980s, 30K ish area, that'll be the spot that I'm going to look to long from. There it is, starting to crack a little bit here. But again, we need like a 2-minute flip down and or 5-minute close under. We need some work. So 4-minute. So we'll see. And I'm passing on this, even if it does end up working. So I'm really just watch this 2 minute. If this 2 minute flips down, you honestly could potentially short it, but I'm just gonna keep watching.
Yeah, buddy. Anybody take Google with me? It's a quick 100% right there, baby.
Nice.
Let's go. Also, Ford just popped new highs. Got the nice reaction here. Google just made new highs on the day. If these get to previous day's high, which would be first target, I think they should be around 150%. Ford pop new highs. I took half of my Ford position off there at 50 cents. Google cons are at 170 now. Spy or bag or break even. I think I may just cut the remainder, but I'm trying to give a minute.
So far, in my opinion, this is a good hold off. Again, it's just because normally I would take the 5 minute 8 dip, right? But we've rallied almost 300 points without testing the 5 minute 8, and I just know it could go lower, right? There's no real way to put a stop.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, I pass, and even if it rallies from here, I think it's the right move. So we'll see. Dow. I think that Dow is just like.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm torn because now if the NQES roller, which it's seeming like we are, do I take Dow if we do end up dipping lower to that level? I don't know.
Yeah, I am basically gonna give it like this next. What is it? Oh, maybe give it this 15-minute close on the spy runners because right now Google is just popping off for your boy. No sense into trying to hang on the spy if Google's gonna be working.
Also, I'm a little pissed, I'm not gonna lie, at Alpha Futures.
We're having.
So they just released the premium plan. I don't know if you've seen that.
I heard something about it. I didn't like look into the details of it yet.
Yeah. So the plan is solid. I mean, it's like a kind of like a hybrid of their advanced plan that they currently have mixed with like the MFF plan a bit. So it's a solid plan.
Okay.
It's like kind of like a hybrid between a bunch of different other plans in the industry. But again, the point is pretty solid plan.
Yeah.
However, I like the advanced plan because there's like no pay, well, the payout cap is crazy, something like 30K per withdrawal.
Okay.
It's very large, right? So I messaged their support. I'm like, hey guys, I see the premium plan just got released. Can I use it alongside the advanced plan? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay, so just to be clear, I can have like 3 advanced and 5 premium, right? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay. So I passed the premium and I had my advance and I couldn't use them both together. And I was like, what the hell? I contacted support. I'm like, hey, like I literally sent them a screenshot of like the support ticket I got. And they're like, oh, the support must have been confused. Just please read these FAQs. And I was just like,
Oh, that's
I
so
understand,
annoying.
but like FAQs change, and I was literally told from support. So I literally just had, I
It's
spent
like I just
whatever it
spent
was.
money on these. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
and they're not cheap. They're like $100 a pop. And you have 5 of them.
Yeah.
It's like $500, and I'm just like,
And so they wouldn't refund you
how?
either.
Well, I didn't ask for a refund because I passed them, so I just like have them in reserve now.
Okay. So it's
But like
just
still,
you can still trade them. You just can't trade them like you can't copy trade them, or you just can't have them
no.
both
So
actively
I can't
funded
even.
at the same time.
Yeah, so I can't even activate them right now, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that is. That is. At least they're there as a backup, though.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's the positive out of it, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
I was just thinking in my head, okay, so like, I'm pretty sure on the premium, it's like a 6K cap, I'm pretty sure per withdrawal. So my brain, I'm like, okay, with these advanced, there's no cap. But even let's just say I just mimic the 6K. Now I can have 8 accounts with a 6K potential withdrawal with an 80% or 90% split. Now we're talking about like 30 to 35 plus thousand after split.
Yeah.
So, but pretty annoying. So it is what it is. But I just wish.
Yeah. Yeah, when they change stuff up like that, and then the FAQ pages start getting changed around, and it's like,
Exactly.
and that's
Like
so annoying
even
because it's like when I read the FAQ page, this is what I saw when I made my purchase, and now
exactly.
you've changed. But
Even like Tradeify, like it took them a while to update like their new like growth policy. Because they had like a previous growth policy and then a new growth policy. By the way, this was a potential 2-minute short. I'm just continuing to wait for this 5-minute long down here, which I'm still hunting.
yeah, if we're gonna see Google get some more fall through, I'd like the ES and NQ to hold up. I'd like the Dow to pick up.
I'm gonna set a long, guys. I'm gonna set it at oh my god, my trading view just froze. Please no. Okay. We're good. I'm gonna set a long at 29,991. And then so it's basically right above this view up. Actually, I'm gonna make it 93s. And I'm gonna use a stop under this wick, so 43. So I'm gonna use a 50-point stop if it gets tagged. So the entry's gonna be at 93. Stop will be at 43. All right, that's what I got.
Google contracts just popped in the previous day's high at spreads 220 to 235.
All right, sweet. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. Set long 29,993s.
It's 170% here on the Google calls. We're at 240 here. We can break this high with strength on Google. It's got room. Next level is up at 390.37.
Sir, I need my dip buy first. That's all I ask you.
I wish I would have filled you first.
I know. Well, I mean, realistically, Google's got some relative strength, so that's some nice relative strength. I'm gonna keep it open. I'm going to keep it open for this 15-minute bar. So I'll keep it open for this 2 plus 5 more minutes. Sweet. Okay.
I have trim set on Google at 250.
I'm going to adjust this slightly, guys. I'm going to put the long now at 30K even with a 55 point stop.
I actually got filled on those Google trims, which is nice because then I made a quick pullback.
All right, guys. So the adjusted order is now at 30K with a 55 point stop. Just because in case it wants to sweep the low quick and then bounce.
It's a bigger red bar on Google. I guess, relatively speaking, it's not terrible, but I don't want to see us fail previous day's high with harshly. You got in NQ longs, is that what you said?
Not yet. I got order at 30K. So
Okay,
I'm looking
okay.
for a sweep of the previous candle low
Okay.
quickly here. And then a 15-minute tag. It still could go deeper, but I want to get it. I'd rather get in and have some drawdown than not try to front run it. Because this was the trade I was looking for. Again, so far so good. I initially passed on the 5-minute 8, which was the right move. Now I'm just hoping I can get filled on the 5-minute 20, 15-minute VWAP-ish area. All right, so that's in. What the fuck? Order should be all right. All right. Now wait. So the idea is that now we have a little bit more structure to potentially put in the higher low. I'm banking this is the area of the higher low. And if not, we likely go back to the opening print and or more. So like if we're going to continue to trend, we could, easily just continue. Then this area should hold. And if it doesn't, we probably will fade even deeper and maybe even get down to like the gap fill. Where then under the opening print, I wouldn't be opposed to shorting for a scalp down. But we'll see one step at a time.
Bank starting to fade a little bit. Crude oil strong today.
It may I still have my order at 30K, but that's a decent 5 minute and 15 minutes. So I'm hoping that this just sweeps the low and bounce. But we shall see.
I'd really like Google to hold here just because these being 0-day cons, I think they'll fade pretty fast if we don't kind of see a continued trending move and if we start to consolidate too much. I'm going to keep a short leash on the remainder. ES did break the previous 5-minute low. NQ continuing to show a little bit of relative strength. Ford's holding up nicely. Did you get filled?
All right, guys, I got filled at 30K. I'm in at 30K, 55 point stop for now. First up, obviously, is we need the 2 minute to flip. All right.
This is make or break for me here on Apple. It's 387.01 level. Or not Apple. Google, sorry. Google, I meant Google.
Say, you little sneaky dog.
No, I'm not that too.
I used to joke because like when I first started trading, I literally would take every ticker. So like I literally would have like a CVS receipt of like what my like brokerage looked like.
That's a great way to describe it.
Yeah. Like if you ever were to like really doom scroll back on my like Instagram, my trading page, like my first post, I literally just use it as a journal.
But yeah,
like,
okay.
It literally was like,
yeah, I see
Apple
a lot of people
plus
do that,
$200, yeah. Amazon $100, you know, Nvidia, whatever. And then people would ask me, "What did you trade today?" I'm like, "What didn't I trade today?"
I traded every name under the sun.
All right, guys, I'm gonna see if I can get a trim here for 35 points if I can. It's not quite like 1-to-1, but that's basically be like that 2 minute 8 and like this open of this candle. So if we can get a plus 35 trimmer, I'll take it. I can always add it back. So we need to break the 5-minute high of the previous candle. So,
it's a bummer on the remainder of Google. Harsh rejection from back under previous day's high.
I did take a trim on one of my accounts, but the other account I did not trim. I was waiting for 35 points. When I'm running multiple accounts, I'll usually take one trim sooner, one trim before, but still holding. Pretty much back at entry now. But that's like my whole point with options is I was hoping for a little bit more on the second account to trim and then maybe back to entry. But again, now if I wanted to on the account that I did trim, I can add it back here, but I'm not going to get too crazy. ES honestly does look a little weaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the way back into its OP here.
Yeah, honestly, if we don't hold here, I could definitely see that deeper pullback. If this 5-minute doesn't close with a bottoming tail, I'll probably just close it as is. We would want to see a stronger reaction here, especially because of how weak ES is. Because also this is the hourly close. So again, this could now look like a bit of a failure on the hourly, which could lead us lower. And then again, if we do end up, because the whole idea, right, is if like we're looking for this to just be a higher low in trend. If we don't get a reaction here, we could just continue to fade. For now, it's still valid, potential 3-bar 15-minute pullback. So we'll wait and see how this hourly closes with this 5-minute and then the hourly. And the 2-minute still flipped down. So that's why I did, like I said, I did take a small trim on one account, but I was still looking for a little bit more on the main account. right, so we got a little bit of bottoming tail there. It needs still more. We probably could move the stop up, but I don't want to move it too much because the 15-minute 8 is like 80s. So it could, we could probably move it up like 15 points. Yeah, I'm gonna move it up a little bit. Just have a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna move it at 60, guys. So now the stop's at 60. All right, so stop's now minus 40 points. So now I do feel a little bit better if we can get that 35-point trim closer, like that 1-to-1. I'm going to adjust the trim now to 30 points, guys. See if we can get 30 points now. Just about there. Let's see if we can get a little bit more push. Because now, again, before it was like 35 points with like 50-ish point risk. Now, 30-point trim with 40-point risk is fine for me for a trim. A little bit more of a push. It literally got to 29 3/4, I think. 29.5. That's definitely unfortunate. It literally got 2 ticks shy and then now reversing. But that's the hardest part about like signaling because, like, my own person, I'm just like, okay, I'm out. But I try to make it easy to follow with signaling futures.
Yeah, yes. Now getting a quick 2-minute close underneath the open.
Yeah, not ideal. Hourly closes in 2 though, so let's see how that closes.
We are going to be hopping off for today's live session in just a few minutes here. We'll be back at 12 o'clock with Aaron for the nooner. We are going to we're gonna like end the live voice chat so the event will end, and then we'll like restart a new one with Aaron for the nooner. Ah man, I thought that was gonna get back above the open.
2 minutes still flipped down, which is the issue on NQ. Getting ready, guys, to potentially close this at break even. I'm gonna give it like the next like immediate 2 minute. Yeah, I'm gonna close it here at break even, guys. The 2 minutes still strong, so now I can just wait for the 2 minute to flip back up. So no harm done.
All right. Well, with that, it is 11:30. We can wrap things up there.
Sounds good.
Very good trading day all around. We both caught some nice moves. Hopefully, if you guys tuned in, you were able to participate, or at least you're able to learn something. And as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back at 12 o'clock for the nooner. Zach, good stuff. We'll talk to you later, man. Talk to you tomorrow.
Catch you later. Have a good one, guys.
Everybody.